guys, because she's got to see the background. And speak up, member. Use your lawyer voice or your bus operator voice. Yeah, so everyone can hear, because the audio is not so great. Okay, Remy, you ready? I'm just going to introduce you real quick. Is that okay? My name is Eric Slater. I'm an executive board member of A2 Local 241 and a CTA bus operator, 17 years. We're here at the Circuit Court of Cook County. We just met with a judge briefly, and we want to give an update to our coworkers and allies who are supporting us. I just like to, basically the reason why we're here is because I ran for president of our local union. I'm still running for president of our local union. Our election is not over at this time. And the management of the Chicago Transit Authority has called the police to have me removed from the CTA property. They even went to the point of arresting me. And so after I was arrested in jail for 8 hours, I was instructed to come here with a bond to see the judge. So I'm going to let Jim Fennerty give you an update. He's the lawyer giving his time to help us as transit workers and my family. So thank you again, Jim, for doing this.
Yeah, what happened today was that we came here on the misdemeanor charge of trespassing. And what happened today was that when the case was called, we tried to explain to the judge about this was a union election, and he was campaigning. He was a candidate. The judge then spoke to the state's attorney on the Zoom, and the state's attorney prosecutor said that he had contacted somebody from the CTA, and they said that he was there illegally, and that therefore he cannot come back to the CTA. And so what happened then is the judge was actually said that put the case over for another week to the 17th. And on the 17th, we're supposed to contact the attorney for the CTA and talk to that person and see what we can do to see if they would agree to letting Eric go on the property and campaign. Can I tell you something? I doubt it if that's going to happen. In a million years, that's not going to happen. That's about it.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm going to go ahead and let Andre speak. You're welcome to stay if you'd like, or if you have to go through web. Okay, thank you so much.
All right, take care.
This is Andre Thompson. He's a 30-year veteran CTA bus operator. He's a former executive board member of the union. Go ahead, Andre.
Out of 103rd Street Garage. This here, what happened today, clearly demonstrates that the union and the CTA has interfered in the membership election. There was a lot of infractions during the election, and some of these infractions are being challenged with the U.S. Department of Labor and the union, and we will appeal to the international about this. There's a lot of corruption going on in our local, and the membership needs to be aware of this. Eric was a clear candidate to run for office, and he was being blocked. His name was on the challenge, on the ballot, and he's been blocked to campaign, which is illegal. So, members, we need to be aware of what's going on. This election was a fraud. We need to attend our union meetings, and we need to force proper infractions, proper things that took place. We need to make sure that these things happen. Robert, you got anything you want to say?
Robert's also a candidate for executive board member. He's a bus operator at CTA. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I'm a bus operator for CTA since 2016. This collusion between the union and the employer must stop. The current administration had their hand in Eric being barred from the property. It's clear as day. So the current administration needs to be under investigation for this. The U.S. Department of Labor needs to get involved with this. And the CTA needs to back down, step down, and stop this madness. Eric Slater was a clear candidate. His name was on the ballot, and people were allowed to vote for him. So that means that he should have been allowed to campaign on all properties. And it's very shameful that CTA is going to these lengths to censor candidates like Eric Slater. That's all I got to say.
I'd like to also indicate to the membership, I was also a candidate for vice president, and my name was removed. And I'm an employee of the CTA, and I'm a member in good standing. The union has been lying on me for years. There has been no charges against me from the international. There has been no charges against me from the union. My name was illegally removed. So I just want the membership to be aware of what's taking place and the great length that the union officials have gone to make sure that their candidates win and the membership candidates lose. Right?
We got Steve here, Steve Edgar, a retiree, local 308, rail maintenance worker, 33 years.
Yes.
Speak up.
Well, the judge was I thought, as well as you could hear, Zoom broadcast was very hostile to Brother Slater. We listened to some of the other cases pass by, and he was generally a friendly,
Nice.
agreeable person. But, his whole demeanor changed. Eric's case came up, and he threatened him, told him that he would send him to jail if he were to step on the CTA property next week. Pointedly made sure that, do you understand? I will send you to jail. This is the kind of justice that's underway here. We need to all stand together, Brother Slater and the other brothers and sisters, and see that justice is done. Thank you.
All right, Corey, worker of local 308. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Just very briefly, just a member of ATU 308. Just here to express labor solidarity very succinctly. I mean, building on what everyone else has said, but just out here just to say that we defend Chicago ATU activist Eric Slater, that we call to drop the charges and reinstate him now.
Anybody want to say anything about our working conditions currently? Briefly. So we talked about people who've been targeted, activists, organizers. There's hundreds and hundreds of us who are sitting out without a paycheck, who've been unjustly fired, who've been discriminated against. There's also the violence we have faced. Can you guys talk a little bit about that?
Well, what's happening in my experience, and I have experience.
They're giving us whatever you guys want to talk about.
Well, we probably want to get into too much all of this because basically we want the membership to understand that the election was a fraud. CTA interfered in the election. We have people who didn't support Keith in his terms. They have been fired. Their grievance haven't been processed, and all this is wrong.
Shame.
The administration is out against anybody that don't support Keith. Right now, Keith is trying to indoctrinate the new elected officials to make sure that they stay in line. And the antidote to that is the membership needs to step up and start attending the union meetings and make sure that the contract, not the contract, but the Constitution is followed and the bylaws are followed. Other than that, if you don't step up, Keith is going to do whatever the hell he want to do. Just like right now, they already canceled the 7 o'clock and the 2 o'clock meeting for COVID cleaning, and there is no COVID cleaning, y'all. This is a bill that you all going to have to pay, and no telling where the money is going. We need to follow the money. We need to be able to control the union, and we need to be involved.
Members, so we need you to get involved. It's very stressful right now during COVID. We're doing the work of 2-3 buses. They blame it on a workmanship shortage, lack of manpower. And the truth is that nobody wants to work for a company that doesn't treat their workers well. So they wouldn't have 700 bus operators missing, or they would be able to hire 700 bus operators if they treated their employees well and they didn't have this toxic work environment. So we need the employees that are here to stand up, get involved with your union, and follow the money and see this collusion that's taking place between our union and our employer. If you're not click buddy with the union president, your grievance won't go nowhere. You won't get the type of representation that you need. So we have to make sure that this tyrant that we have in office is held accountable. We got to deal with him for 3 more years.
Well, I just want to maybe finish on this is we're not giving up. Whatever happens with this court, we're going to continue the organizing internally and externally. This is too important. This is an issue which unions around the country and the world are facing. The right to have a discussion, to discuss the direction we want to go. And that's what was going on. We're going inside the garages to workers' break rooms and having a political discussion, right? And management didn't want that. They didn't want us to actually have an independent union that is they don't have their hands in. The other thing going on here is this actually harms the public. The fact that the union has been captured by management means that our working conditions have worsened so much. We have very little time at the end of the run to take a break from the stress, the danger, the violence, the unhealthy conditions, and the fact that us as coworkers have not been able to organize as in our organization freely has meant that the buses are coming less frequently. They're more packed. The bus operators stressed. The passengers are stressed getting on, and this is the type of thing that we need to break. We need to have an independent organization. We need to have the right to be able to have freedom of speech, including on the workplace. And so this directly impacts the people of Chicago. Obviously, our families, the retirees, etc. So we are not giving up. This election is not over. I'm still an executive board member of the union. They have not certified the election, right? And there's been all kinds of forces trying to stop our internal organization of the 10,000 families of the Chicago Transit Authority and PACE as organized in AT Local 241 and our brothers and sisters in Local 308. Also, we organize contracts together. So this is not over. We're going to continue, and I want to thank everyone for their support. Thank you for coming all the way out here on the north side to do this. Thank you for the solidarity from our brothers and sisters in Local 308. So keep up the fight.